The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that the pieces of the love triangle, the inner conflicts and the fierce conflicts between the members of the Forrester family are slowly but dramatically revealed. The article below will analyze in more detail the hot details related to the characters Ridge, Hope, Thomas, and the pieces around them, thereby helping fans have an insight into the upcoming developments of the film. The content below will delve into each aspect, each psychology, and each conflict to open up a panoramic picture, not only stopping at surface events, but also exploring the subtle implications hidden behind each action, each word. From previous episodes, the audience is familiar with the image of Hope, a woman who always appears with a charming, intelligent appearance and is no less cold when it comes to achieving her goals. In her relationship with Thomas, Hope had no intention of committing or investing her feelings sincerely. She took advantage of Thomas's weak psychology, his desire to be loved and protected, to create an emotional connection in which she only received emotional and personal benefits. Hope's use of Thomas as a tool not only hurt Thomas, but also caused a series of negative consequences in the relationship between members of the Forrester family. When a person does not dare to put all their trust in the person they love, the lack of honesty and transparency will always create cracks in the foundation of the relationship, leading to unpredictable consequences later. Thomas, with his sensitive soul and loyalty to love, fell into the trap of deception that Hope set up. The loss of trust made him not only feel betrayed, but also constantly struggle with his own emotions. The pain of being taken advantage of not only makes Thomas feel lonely, but also forces him to seek healing from within. The images of Thomas being forced to move halfway around the world, trying to distance himself from the sad memories and pain that Hope has sown, are proof of the deep damage inside him. The journey to leave the past, even temporarily, is also the process of overcoming and realizing past mistakes, a journey that is not easy for a troubled soul. During the process of self-examination, Thomas gradually realizes that not everyone can live forever in the darkness of the past. Although his heart is still filled with unhealed wounds, the gradual awakening helps him to see more objectively the nature of the relationship with Hope. It is this awareness that opens new doors for Thomas to renew himself, even though the road ahead may be bumpy and full of challenges. In Thomas's mind, there is a question that always echoes. Is he strong enough to overcome this dark period and regain his faith in love? Or will he forever live in regret for having trusted wrongly? These doubts are the driving force that pushes him to search for answers, thereby creating an important turning point in the film's plot. Ridge, as a father, always values family and the bond between members. Witnessing Thomas, whom he loves like his own son, being hurt by Hope's actions caused an indescribable storm of emotions in Ridge's heart. Knowing that Thomas had to leave everything, including the beautiful memories with his family, Ridge could not hide his anger and disappointment. Hope's actions not only affected the relationship between Ridge and Thomas, but also took away the precious moments that Ridge had shared with his son and grandson. Family meals, warm conversations, and even simple hugs now seem like a distant memory. Ridge not only lost precious time with his loved ones, but also lost faith in the family values he had always held dear. In moments of tension, Ridge did not hesitate to confide in Brooke, his devoted companion and witness to the ups and downs of the Forrester family. Through Ridge's words, fans can clearly feel the longing, the frustration, and the feeling of helplessness when witnessing the people he loves gradually drifting apart. Those laments are not only the cries of a father, but also his self-blame for not being able to protect his family from the inner storms. Ridge wonders if he has failed as a father when he could not keep the precious emotional pieces of his family. It is these deep thoughts that make Ridge more complex, not simply a resilient character, but also someone who is struggling with the conflicting emotions between pride and extreme pain. In an emotional conversation with Brooke, Ridge couldn't help but mention Thomas and Douglas, symbols of the family bond he had always held dear. These conversations were not only a regret for the past, but also a clue that, although lost, family love always exists and can be restored. Ridge's words not only hinted at the past, but also opened up the possibility of a return for Thomas in the near future. B&B fans have long expressed hope that Thomas would have the opportunity to return, to reassert himself and find his place in the Forrester family. Thomas's appearance not only eased Ridge's pain, but also opened up a dramatic new chapter for the story, where all the pieces of the past could be perfectly connected. The latest news is that Thomas is now engaged to Paris in France, and the couple is planning a grand wedding at the Forrester estate, a symbol of the Forrester family's wealth, luxury, and class. Images of a lavish, colorful, and sophisticated wedding quickly spread, bringing faith and hope to fans that the relationship between Thomas and Paris could open a bright new chapter in both of their lives. However, behind that brilliant appearance, there are countless uncertainties and conflicts. There is no guarantee that this wedding will go smoothly, because if Thomas's past with hope is still there, painful memories can suddenly explode, causing unforeseen conflicts. This hesitation makes the plot tense and dramatic, when every decision Thomas makes in choosing the path of marriage will affect the entire situation of the Forrester family. The question that arises from the beginning is, which path will Thomas choose? Will he have the courage to enter a new marital relationship, or will he be forced to face the truth that love does not always come the way we want? On one side, Thomas can return home with a healed heart, ready to accept Paris as his partner and build a bright future together. On the other side, there is the possibility that Thomas will reject the invitations to marriage, decide to stay single to find himself, admit that the past has left too many indelible traces. Each of Thomas's choices has profound consequences, not only for himself, but also for his relationship with the Forrester family. If he chooses the path of marriage, it can ease the existing conflicts and open a new chapter of hope for the whole family. On the contrary, if Thomas decides to stay single, he will probably face criticism and unfair judgments from those around him, especially from Ridge, who always wants to see his son reintegrate into the family circle. Not only are Thomas's decisions influenced by internal conflicts, they are also influenced by external factors. The Forrester family is facing countless difficulties after the LLC takeover, a long-standing internal war that has fractured the long-standing and close-knit relationships between members. Pressure from work, from family responsibilities to conflicts in preserving traditional values, all threaten to shake Thomas's emotional foundation. These issues not only create the context for Thomas's personal decisions, but also add to the complexity of the relationships between the characters. While Thomas is wondering about his own future, the fluctuations surrounding the Forrester family as well as the constant conflicts have made this situation more unpredictable than ever. This makes fans even more worried and wondering about the path Thomas will choose in the near future. Looking back, it can be said that Thomas once rushed into the battle of love with all his enthusiasm. Hasty decisions and steps without careful consideration led him to fall into unpredictable traps. It was that enthusiasm that initially brought intense feelings of love, but quickly turned into pain and regret when things did not go as expected. Those mistakes not only affected Thomas's personal life, but also left widespread consequences, negatively impacting the Forrester family. His actions caused his trust and belief in love and family to gradually waver. This was not only a painful lesson about carelessness in love, but also a warning for all those who were lost on their path. After realizing his mistakes, Thomas entered a process of self-reflection, reevaluating the value of love and family. The process of healing the soul is not easy, especially when the wounds caused by betrayal and deep hurt cannot be healed by time alone. Thomas has to face regret, find a way to forgive himself, and from there learn to love more maturely. It is undeniable that Thomas's actions and decisions not only affect him personally, but also spread to the entire Forrester family. Separation and distance have gradually created invisible distances between members, making the family affection that was built on a solid foundation of love and trust become fragile. Ridge, as a father, has to endure the pain of witnessing the fragmentation of the family. Not being able to see his son and grandson regularly is not only a loss of time, but also a loss of spiritual values that he has always cherished. This puts even more pressure on Ridge, who must not only heal old wounds, but also try to rebuild trust among the members.